Ooh, old. What's going on, guys? Go check the shirt, man. I love this shirt. This is it's my birthday yesterday. Says it's weird being the same age as old people. What's going on, world? For those who don't know, my name is Big Game James Coleman. This is Did Media Group. It's not Big Game, special edition, special BS. Just came back from not just. I've been about an hour and a half removed from being up at the stadium. Just tell you guys a little bit of my recruiting experience and what I just saw, what I just witnessed at FSU, and shout out to everybody in the chat. For those who may be witnessing this on X right now, which is where most of you guys are currently witnessing this, come on over here to the YouTube Den Media Group. Check us out. This is where I'll answer questions, any other different things that you guys would like to know about FSU. We will be doing another one tomorrow, mid-afternoon. I have the last day of my Tallahassee weekend, and we'll get into a recap of the Tallahassee weekend maybe tomorrow as well. We have my football camp. We have my book bag drive today. We then, after that, I had some Mandarin kids that went over and participated. I don't even know what to call it, but I just, our last recruiting weekend, we had a couple kids down in Miami right now as well. Sure, they're having a good time. Probably going to try to get a Jamie French interview sometime over the next couple of days, just to kind of talk about where he's at, his recruiting, and break down some of the guys that he's with. Also probably get my guy Drake Stubbs over there. Got a little scotch here with me. Balvenie, just Balvenie 12. Shout out to Rogue Noel for the super chat. Happy birthday, Millionaire Bagman. Don't know about all of that, but thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Tons of content coming up. Again, book bag drive was crazy. Shout out to Tremel Jones for coming through my book bag drive, hanging out. Big Games BS will be back on it'll be back Monday morning. I probably actually will get up early on Monday and make sure we'll start doing that again. Just so right now, if you're on the YouTube stream, if you have any questions about fall camp, where we're looking at stuff in general, please go check that out. I did say this. I do not respond to Twitter comments, but I'm going to tell you guys something. I want to brag. Y'all mind if I brag on a Jit real quick? Because I don't want to brag on them too much, but I'm going to brag. As hard as I can be on somebody, I have to equally be what's the right word? I have to be able to state when they did something good. Oh, that's not the kid. I hate Twitter on this, but shout out to Brian Harris. He was there. He's one of the Mandarin 4 that were there. Brian had to give Brian a little. Brian's extremely talented. Probably knows that a little bit too much. We had to have a discussion for the camp, and I will tell you guys what I told him. I told him that if he does not do well at this camp, I will personally clean out his locker at Mandarin. And I was dead to fuck serious. But Brian did very well. A guy that I absolutely adore, Dale Hankins, had good things to say about him. So that's all that matters. Brian did well. Hopefully Brian will continue to progress, and I will be able to talk about Brian as a guy who's doing all those different things. You know what? If you got questions right now, things like this, we'll go ahead. David Williams is a greenie. Shout out to my guy David. He said 4 more weeks until the game day in Dublin. Anyone but me going. I hope you guys are going. Link up with my guy David. And, out in Dublin, I'll be having a watch party at Goodfellas before I go and coach my son's Pop Warner game. Andre Elam, we need to change the fact that you're not a colored on my show. We like greenies. So join the channel. It's $3.99. Lots of perks for joining the channel. You get to participate in $50 pick'em, weekly pick'em, college pick'em, and NFL pick'em. You also get it. We'll be launching the fantasy football league here again. All kinds of different things. But he said big game is Conrad Hussey leading at the free safety position. I think he's looking really good. I'll know more about that tomorrow when I actually get a chance to go see practice and things of that nature. I would say I would go to what the other people are saying. Angelo talking about my guy, threats go a long way. That was not a threat. That was a promise, and he delivered. He did a really good job. So don't have to follow through on that. I don't know. I will ask Rob. I'll see it at practice, but George with Renegade Report, big game I got in my head somehow. They were going to work Rob Scott inside. I think Rob Scott is a guy who does need to be on your chart. They're extremely excited about the offensive line. They feel they are 8 to 9 offensive linemen deep that could definitely pave the way and they get a lot of reps. They feel like that is stupid solid and they're stupid talented in the backfield. I can tell you that for a fact. Oh, Andre, was that easy. I hope you became if it's that easy, I hope you became an all-in member. The $99. No, I'm joking. Just appreciate you becoming a member. We'll get into some of the other stuff, but today, FSU had, I'd estimate over 100 guys that came in and worked and practiced and participated in a day. But not just that, they got a chance to learn about Florida State in general. And it started off at the Champions Club. And when I tell you it was a very good meal because I hadn't eaten anything. Man, they had shrimps. The shrimps was amazing. It was delicate. It was a delicacy. I'm telling you this. The food, the meal plan, the meal prep was in rare season. It was in mid-season form. Had some guys who've been to a lot of different places. The one thing they talked about was the chow was delicious. They had shrimp. They had marinated steak. They had chicken. They had 1,000 yellow rices, and each person got 1,000. Each person got 1,000 scoops of yellow rices, and we had green beans, and they had key lime pie. They had some kind of chocolate thing. They had they also had good. They put out the good sodas. They had ice cold. I mean, my Dr. Pepper had a little chunks of ice cubes in it when I was sipping it. I mean, they shout out to whoever did it. How you do anything is how you do everything. According to Mike Norville, they were on point. I loved it. They were doing good things. A lot of fellowship, a lot of chances to talk. A good amount of Jacksonville delegation was out there. We had a kid named Asher. Asher was there. A kid named TJ Williamson. He was there. 2020, a lot of 2028 kids. And I liked how they had their commits. And there were some that were working. Again, Tramel's a Mandarin guy. We come out here. We ain't come here to play to watch football. We came here to play football. Tramel went out there, got active. Some people didn't, but it was cool. You saw guys there, the bow-legged running back, Usman, Crumman, whatever. I just called him Ozempic. He was there earlier. He wasn't at the camp. Solomon was there. A lot of other guys were there checking it out, looking to see what was going on and just being there. One cool thing about Solomon being there was there to be able to talk. Like he was able to, check people out and do different things. I thought that was a kind of a cool thing for him to be there, along with other people. I think the defensive end for Coco was there, and numerous other guys were there, just checking out the lay of the land and listening. But when we first started, the guys came in again. Like I said, we were eating. They were trying to do the academic presentation, but again, we're not there to play school. But some of our guys left, got a chance to chop it up. Some of the parents stayed there, ate more. The coaches were very engaged. Everybody came over, talked to a lot of the parents. The coaches was coaching. They was I forgot Dugas came over. Tony Toka came over there, was doing his thing. You saw Odell. I put Odell in a really funny position, talking with the kid Asher. I was telling Dugas, tell Asher that if he comes to Mandarin, we'll get him a nice. We'll make sure he gets an offer if he leaves the school. I was clearly joking. Asher's earned his scholarship so far. He's a good player. But it was a great time. When you have a lot of people at these camps, you don't get a chance to really get to know the coaches. And what I liked was that now the coaches got a chance to develop relationships and rapport with the guys a few classes down the road. So it's not just about getting the guys, getting the guys here now. They're getting, obviously you had your Tramels, Joneses, you had the other guy, but they were getting a chance to develop relationships with the parents of the kids they're going to be recruiting in the future. And while there's some things that I would have loved to see, I get the method to the madness when it comes to this. It was very intimate. It was dope. And it was a great setting. Parents got to ask questions. Then we left, and they went in. They had the guys like, "Whoa, what are we doing?" They forced all of us to go in there. I didn't really want to go in there. I don't need to go into the auditorium, but they had the guys go into the auditorium. And Mike did his Mike thing where he was super amped up and energetic and shit, where he's just they clap, 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 clap. Oh, yeah. And you have to repeat and do all this stuff. But Mike was talking about his philosophy, what he's going for. And I think if a lot of fans took a step back, and I'll say this, I'll take the charge on this if necessary. And I know not enough of y'all listen to me. I clearly see the YouTube numbers. I clearly see everything else. You rather get your football information from people who've never played it. I'm not mad at you. How you get your information is how you get your information. I'm not going to hate on you. But it ain't. But to quote my homie, my mentor, my OG, Rob DeLoach, as he says about the factory, it ain't for everybody. Mike recruits Mike's way, and they have had success recruiting Mike's way. And when you get a chance to see it live and in action and in person, you get a chance to appreciate it a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And as I've told people, to me, hold on. To me, I don't go back and forth with, guys who are because their life is too short. I asked for wins. That's the only thing I require. But I've learned the way they recruit, and that doesn't bother me anymore. Hell, I think they should recruit my receiver, Jamie French, harder. But I'm going to explain to you something that I saw that makes me okay as an alumnus if they're not doing it to the standard in which I believe, because, hey, at the end of the day, the results are what matters on the field. And I know Florida State will be Florida State, Jamie French going to be fine. That's the truth. That's just the truth. But going into that, Mike gives a spiel, and the spiel is amazing. I love it. I joke and say Mike is just too energetic for me, but I love that challenging shit that Mike does. I could play for him for that matter, because I'm gonna win with you or I'm gonna win without you. And that's Mike's claim to fame. James Anthony Coleman II, fucks with that. And I know James Anthony Coleman III would love to play for that. And I, James Anthony Coleman II, the father of James Anthony Coleman III, would love nothing more than James Anthony Coleman III to play for that. And that was what he's going in. He's giving the spiel. All the coaches, seeing coaches fuck with each other is a really dope thing. Sorry. I was that sun. It was hot as fuck, man. I got I know this might be on one of the Facebook pages. I gotta get hydrated, man. Like, the other shows, they don't do shit like this, but I'm on a drink. I'm getting hydrated. I do have some scotch here that you'll see me periodically sip. But Guthrie's Ice, I'm not advertising for them because they don't pay my bills. They pay another show's bills, but they don't pay mine. But that Guthrie's Ice is undefeated. But, man. Oh, yeah, that was good. Coaches went through, introduced themselves, talked about where they're recruiting stuff. Coaches went in and they just did those things, and then Mike came up. But then he did this. And he left the room. And he told them, ask the questions. Feel free to discuss however it is that you want. And what he did was he went up and he had these 5 kids come up there. Couldn't have chosen 5 better guys. Now, we're going to pick on them a little bit. I don't really know what's going on here, Jackson West. Jackson West arrests Georgia Bulldogs in his spare time. Like, that's a state trooper stash. Like, and just the way he has his arms crossed, you could not tell. That is a grown – if Jackson West was driving behind me, I'd automatically pull over. Like, I don't – like, that mustache is like, that mustache screams – you was doing 55 and a 54. Like, so I know what he's going to do when his football career is over. But cool with that. Nothing wrong with that with your stash, Jackson. I'm just saying you got real stories of the Highway Patrol when they do the reboot. Did that show my age? Who remembers? Y'all remember real stories of the Highway Patrol? Did anybody else stay up late at night? Or when you got suspended and you had to stay at home and that was the only thing that was on TV, like the real stories of the no, my bad. It was just me then. Whatever. So we got my guy. We got Silver Rights. Remember the Titans running back. We got my guy Cam. Cam looking real Cam looking real diesel right now. Like, Cam's been eating and working out. We got Otto right here. Otto is definitely, I'm gonna speak on Otto. Otto might be one of my favorite new offensive linemen. I love transparency. We got Super Trooper. We got my guy Luke. Y'all know I've been a big Luke Cromenhawk fan for quite some time. And then we have somebody, we just asked about the guy to the right. Hopefully you guys really know who that guy is right now because somebody's asking. But it's Conrad Hussey if you don't know who that guy is. You got a junior. You got 2 true freshmen. You got a redshirt freshman and then a sophomore because he played the games. So you're able to get different areas and different parts of the recruiting process. The parents ask questions about the NIL. Now, I'm going to tell you this because one thing I have told you guys about the NIL from the beginning, as a guy who's read contracts, as a guy who has helped negotiate with some guys for their contracts, as a guy who understands what the fuck he's talking about, I like the answers in which Luke and Cam gave when parents asked about the NIL. They literally said, a lot of what y'all hear about the NIL is bullshit. I want to repeat. A lot of the stuff that you guys hear about the NIL is absolute and utter bullshit, and guys have been lied to, and they talked about how they like the upfront nature of this. Now, no coaches were in here, but did anybody know that Matt Leonard's working with the football program? I think that is a really good touch. something that I think a lot of other schools do a really good job of is hiring other athletes to stay in athletics. And I think we're getting return to the map is a dope aspect to her, on top of the fact that she fits the female and athletics culture, in recruiting. And, look, again, this is a real show, guys. I don't speak that bullshit. Like, you got to have lookers in recruiting. It helps. It helps. Trust me. But anyways, Cam came in there. Parents asked, what was the something that shocked you about the process and coming in? These guys were open and transparent, and a lot of it was just the accountability that you have to have for yourself. They talked about what went into picking your red shirt, and here's where Otto won me over. Otto said verbatim, I needed the red shirt because I just wasn't good enough. Like, I don't think you understand the level of transparency and humility that has to go in making that decision for yourself and for your life to be able to say, I had to get better. That was the only way that I could play, and I needed the red shirt. Now, Jackson West talked about his red shirt came because he got a med red. He tore the ligaments in his ankle, and that's what happened. They talked about their schedule and how the schedule is fucking bananas and how, they have to go through a bunch of different things. They talked about tour duty. It was cute to hear them say tour duty was hard. Extremely cute especially when you've done mad drills. I'm not judging them because I'm going to tell you what my big ass ain't getting up and doing tour fucking duty either. But these guys answered a lot of questions. A lot of guys, a lot of parents asked good questions. They kind of went into this open, honest, and transparent and talked about why they chose Florida State. And all of them said, in an era where you keep getting this bullshit, where people saying we're going to choose Florida State because of the NIL or all this other stuff, they're literally saying you can't choose. Like, we didn't choose this. We chose this because we actually want to be here and we like the coaching staff and how the coaching staff is interacting with each other. And if you choose a place because of the NIL, you're not going to be there for very long. And that level of transparency is refreshing. It's what's needed. And it's what motherfuckers who've actually been in those chairs tell you. I told you guys, one of the things that Corey Simon told me a long time ago about the NFL, if you're only chasing the bag and you're only going there for the check, you're not going to last very long. You got to have something that's compelling you to be there that other than the check. And I think that's some real G shit. And it kind of goes on and on. Because the reality is when you're going through too much stuff. You're putting your body through too much shit to have to just be there for a check. Now, don't get me wrong. Good money is good money. But what you got to put your body through and the mentality that you have to take, you got to be getting be getting a little bit more. So NFL aspirations is one of those things. So after this, the talk that they had with the parents and the student athletes that were here, we broke into groups and you went and you got a chance to have a meeting with your position coach. Now, the wide receiver stayed in that big room. Some parents were able to go and do more things. If I would have known they didn't have as many running backs, I wanted to hear Coach Yak coach. I want to get an opportunity, though, and I'm going to tell you guys why you need to be tuned into the channel, because you're going to be getting insight and inside information that you can get nowhere else. But I just always wanted to hear Coach Yak talk and explain the drills. So they split into different groups. The parents went into the players' lounge, got a chance to hang out. You know me. Anybody who's been with me, you know what I'm finna go get. I'm reaching for I ain't going for the Aquafina water. I'm not a big not Aquafina. What's the other terrible water? The Coke water. That is better overseas than it is here, though. But it's not Aquafina. Aquafina's Pepsi. Damn, I can't think of the water that nobody likes. Y'all can tell me in the comments here eventually. But I went to go get the Dasani. That's it. Thank you, Dasani. I didn't get none. I wasn't that thirsty. Like, I have to be like about to pass out for me to drink some damn Dasani. I went to get me a body armor. That body armor, man, shit. Let me tell you about that. Body armor, boy. Body armor is fucking delicious, man. But I went and grabbed me a body armor and was sitting there. Boucher got a chance to talk to the parents, and he told his story, and he talked about it. And Boucher is a very good resource there. He's a guy who's been a high school coach. He played it. He's got a son that's going through the process. I'm going to give y'all a bar here when I'm talking about somebody. Y'all remind me to tell y'all what Boucher said about one of the kids. It's going to be it's going to give you hope. But while the kids were in their meeting rooms, their breakout rooms, the parents were getting talked to by Boucher. Then Mike Norville came in there. In the parent rooms, in the meeting rooms, the kids were getting an opportunity to see how coachable they are. Now, this is something that happens in the NFL. How did I know? Been there. They put you in a room, they write something on the board, they show you the drill, and then you go out on the field and you execute the drill. That's what this was. It wasn't my kid Bryson Wright. Some of y'all know him as B5904. B5. He went to a camp in Georgia. He ran a 40. He did some drills. He competed. But this was really about, can you listen to the instruction of the drills of the coach and watch as the coaches show you how to do it, and then go out there and execute it, and then go out there and listen to them as they coach you in real time. It's about how quick, how easy you listen, how much you grasp information, and how well you can execute the information that was given to you in a short amount of time with them. And I think that is a brilliant strategy to weed out the guys and be able to keep an eye on the guys who you believe are going to help you climb. Far too often in this process, are guys caught up in, I'm a 4-star, I'm a 5-star, I'm a 3-star, I'm a star. And you go in and you're like, okay, well, now I gotta, they gotta recruit me because I'm this. No, what they're doing is trying to see how well you can get information. And you can get that and you can implement that information, and how fast can you do it? Because as a coach, when you're getting in the game, sometimes I don't have all day to keep showing you how to do some shit. I need you to do what I ask you to do when I make a quick tweak. And those are things that I believe that they were doing, and I think it went very well. I like that. That's what they were doing in the meeting rooms. Then they sent them downstairs. They got their gear. They got some jerseys. They put some jerseys on, got some shoes, and then they went out there, and we all went out there and watched them get after it for about an hour. I would say really roughly an hour. And then after that, it was an hour where all the coaches stayed after, talked to the players. I'm going to go into what happened during that hour. Stayed after for an hour, talked to the players, and they took pictures, and then went in and really got to know these guys. And that I really liked them getting to know the guys. Again, I can't wait to go back next year. And Rooks put it. That's you goddamn right. This is what Mike harps on. So when you're questioning the recruit, it doesn't mean that kid's not a good kid. It just means that maybe they saw something and they didn't feel he was the right fit. And sometimes that means you're not going to get the 5-star. And maybe the kid is a 5-star and they just didn't feel he was the right fit. The shit happens. Shit happens. Mike is more about fit than stars. To quote Mike when I first interviewed him, I cannot help the star that you are, but I can't help the star that you become after you leave me. That was some bars. So we go into the situation, and I'm gonna be honest with you. The first thing, I'm glad our media did not take any pictures of this and post any of this, because do you want to know how they started the first 10, 15 minutes of this of the drills off? Now, they had a blast now. The kids had a blast. But they didn't do anything football related in the beginning. Them bitches was out there playing kickball, man. I'm talking about old school kickball. Derek Ray, man, out there throwing curveballs. As for me and my family, we're unapologetically defenders of Fuller D. Me and my boys are defenders we help spread the gospel of Fuller D. I'm out here. I support Fuller D. My sons will probably support Fuller D as they get older. We hope to have Fuller D for a long. I'm 40 years old and still a big fan of Fuller. It's still around here purporting to Fuller D. Hopefully, some of you guys, if you're over 40 and you don't got that Fuller, you don't have Fuller D, ladies, you're not a fan of Fuller D because you're not fully able to embrace it and take it in. That's why we have Alpha Clinic Online. We'll get you Alpha Clinic Online. Then you can learn how to fully embrace the Fuller D effect. But Fuller D is a bouncer. Like he throws that. When he does when he pitches or when he rolls and dodgeball, that bitch getting a lot of bounce. But they're able to see who's coordinated, who can catch, going out here doing some stuff, who can run, who can dodge. You can do a lot of different things, man. It was cool. So they were playing that. Then after that, Mike brought them up. They broke into the segment groups. They did individual drills, and they worked on the drills that they got on the board. And you can see guys getting better. And you can see some guys that ain't got no feet work. They can't. They're not going to be the guy, breaking a leg or doing some good stuff at the school dance. But that doesn't mean they can't play football. They were out there. They were doing different drills. And thank you, Sandra, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. They were going and doing all these different drills. They were having a good time. They were doing the thug dizzle, competing, right? We had 4 kids from Mandarin there, so I was actively watching my guys. Anybody that's talked to my guy Steve, tell Steve I'm fucking mad at him. We should have a shit ton of content right now, but it's all good. My guy Steve is working with Sheena. I would much rather be around Sheena than me. She's more attractive than me. I get it. They did wide receiver drills. The DBs did their drills. Running backs were doing some bag drills. Again, there was a kid from Jacksonville that I think is going to be a good one in 2028. D-line, doing different stuff. Then we got there. They started doing pat and goes. Then we got into the one-on-ones. And man, yeah, people stood out. Babyface Schmeagle. I like Babyface Schmeagle. He has some tools. Looks the part. Trammell, cool, calm, and collective under pressure, but we all know that. We had our kid. We had 2 quarterbacks from Mandarin there. Knox was there. But when I looked at the wide receivers, I was watching in the drills, and I was watching the guy move. Let me sit up here. A lot of people yell, Dugan sucks because he can't get a specific guy. I try to tell him, it's not quite what you think. It didn't happen quite the way that you think, but, everybody knows everything. And what the fuck do I know about Mandarin kids, right? But Mandarin, we don't have Jamie French. He was down in Miami. Nothing wrong with that. Jamie's doing his stuff this one. I ain't mad at it. But when I'm looking at my guy, there was a kid, number 4, by the name of CJ Wiley. And I've heard of CJ Wiley, obviously. And CJ, when I saw him, I said, well, goddamn. Dugans know what the fuck he doing. Because I want you to watch this. And he did this over and over again. Extremely explosive. And 7, I don't know which one 7 is. he was one of the guys that was actually pretty decent, won some reps. DBs was getting cooked for the most part, but some of it I give 7 and 10. The fact that they did like all the fucking reps. Nobody else in this group. They had them. What it looked like was separated in groups of cats, and the other side was guys who could potentially be cats. Now that looks like my guy, Tramel, right there. And this is 7. We're gonna go back a little bit. Oh, I don't know if they show him coming off the ball, but this kid just hits his top accelerate. I'm curious because they all had catapult systems on. I'm curious to see what his top speed was. But like, watch, boom, boom. Truth is, I'm tired. Options off you. I tried to pray, but where were you? I just, sometimes you just got to get a little gospel with it. That play was cooked. I loved it. He had a go route. He had that. That was the post. He had a go route. He had some other different things that he did that were just good. And you just saw the ball. When I seen him throw that ball with Tramel, we saw him do that. Just saw some good things. But it was cooking. When I saw that, I said, all right, well, hey, I like my guy, Jamie. I like Jamie at Texas, too. We're okay over here. I want you to try that. Say that with me, people. I like the kid that we didn't get, but I like the kids that we got. We're going to be okay. Sometimes if you just say that, it releases you of this thing that you have going on in your life that there's no need for you to have that going on in your life. If what little boys do, them committing to another school is what really bothers you, man, you got to chill out, bro. Relax your mind and let your conscience be free. There was that play right there. Now here's the other DB that I saw. Again, that's just 7. 7 just got caught in the vortex. That shit happens, man. But this 2026 kid, Caden Hall, number 10, was the other one who was winning routes. And he wasn't doing a bad job. Put this up here on the Summer Jam screen. No fan. That is my guy Noah. Hold on, before we get to my guy Noah fan 1893 says my gut tells me we still have a shot at French as well. That might be gas, man. Get you some there's some good probiotics on the market right now. And that'll help get all that. That'll help get all of that up out your gut. Anything can happen, but trust me, as a guy who almost thought it was going to happen last week. And was a big part of that. I'm not 1,000% sure. But this kid, number 10, they got to clean up some stuff. Then I looked at some of the stuff he was doing, and I realized, okay, he is a safety. And, that makes more sense. I like his feet. I like some of the things that he's doing. Kudos to him. Obviously, if you can pick up what I'm putting down, CJ Wiley is a motherfucker. He's really, really good. I like him. I like the kid that we just got from South Carolina. I like the guys that we have. You fuck around and get me a Lockett, which I know that's a little bit of a long shot. We're doing really, really good where we're at. But the kid I'm about to show you guys and I'm about to describe has a nickname, and I think y'all should call him by his nickname. Personally, I just can't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. And his name is B5. I'll say it to y'all. I'm not calling them. Like when we did Marines did a workout, they were like, "What's your name, son?" My name is B5. I'm like, "Bitch, don't you ever in your life tell a grown man that your name is B5. You tell them that your name is Bryson." And this is Bryson. Say hello to Bryson, everybody. Bryson is 13 years old. 1-3. From here all the way up to the tippy top of his little baby nappy fro. He is 6'3". He is 205 pounds. He ran a 4.55 in the 40 at Georgia yesterday. Georgia offered him after the 40. Today, he ran no 40. He just did drills. And boy, did he do the drills. You ran the go route or 9 route, as like people like to say, to make it sound like they know more football. And he had barbecue chicken. He ran it so bad that people started trying to play back, and luckily he ran some out routes. He ran some hitches. He ran a lot of different things. And each time, one of the ones he literally caught, and I'm telling you this because I seen it with my own 2 eyes. His hips, somehow his entire lower body was on the ground. His upper body lifted off of the ground while his lower body was on the ground, and he caught the pass while he was laying down. Like, he was basically, if you've ever seen somebody do a drill called exercise called Superman's or a hyperextension, he did a hyperextension and caught the ball. He caught everything. The kid is amazing. Get to know him. Like, it's one of those things where, I'm not a wide receiver coach, but I'm a part of it. And it's amazing to be able to see the young man be able to do the things in which he's able to do. He was legitimately, CJ Wiley was the best. CJ Wiley was the best wide receiver at the camp. Bryson was the second best receiver at the camp. Bryson was crazy good. And to say what Coach Fuller called him. So anybody who knows Coach Fuller knows that his son is an amazing baseball player. Like a phenom. Not Adam Fuller, Boucher, Corey Fuller. Corey Fuller said, damn, why can't I think of Corey's son's name? It just left me. Just sorry about that. The CTE just escaped me. Shit, what is it? Anyways, he said that he's my son in the football form. He's like, that's what I just witnessed. I'm like, man, the next 4 years at Mandarin are going to be fun between having him, a kid named Red, Jamie French, obviously. You guys will get to know Cam. You get to know a lot of Tion Weish, former running backs. Chase, that's what it was. Bryson is the Chase Fuller of football. And that was a hell of a compliment, man. Like, just saying the shit that I've seen this kid do. I mean, you guys here. I tell you, anybody who's ever heard me in the spaces. So his father is Kobe Wright. Man, this is what we're gonna do. I ain't opposed to this ain't cheating. Tell y'all what the fuck to do right now. I'm gonna do it. Make sure I ain't looked up nothing weird, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Well, I just saw it. Boom, right here. Okay. Let me make sure this is on the thing. All right, see that right there? Boom. Have that for me. Let's see here. We got We got 457 of y'all on X right now, 95 on YouTube. Have that right there, 904 King, 904 King. Go push that follow button. And then what you see is at B5-904. Go ahead and follow that right there. Go ahead and say congratulations. Go ahead and say congratulations on getting your first offer to Florida State. And go ahead and commit. Go ahead and handle that for me. Make sure we go out here and get the young cats, the young king into fold. Dad is a FSU fan. Mom is an FSU fan. Big Mike showed hella love. The Donk showed hella love. Everybody showed hella love. 247 on 3, all of those guys did their interview pieces. Made sure Chris and he got a chance to go talk to him. I told Michael Langston, hey, you might want to go talk to that kid. Michael L. said, no shit, Sherlock. Not quite, but in his way. This is the kid who I showed y'all who jumped over somebody at Camden. So, show hella love. Make that happen for us. Again, like I said, I could go on and on, but Bryce was out there doing his thing, man. Definitely doing his thing. Now, one of the funny stories that I had, I was talking about the kid. I told him that if he had a bad day at camp, I would clear out his fucking locker. Like he would no longer be a Mandarin. I said, if you embarrass me in front of my people, I'm gonna embarrass you. He didn't embarrass. He did really, really well. And that's another kid that I think you guys are gonna enjoy. He's 6'4", 275-pound defensive tackle. Goes by the name of Brian Harris. I'll say he went to the lineman camp in July, and Odell told me, some things, and I relayed those to the kid, and then I really got in that kid ass no Diddy, definitely no Diddy, or no Epstein, and I said you gotta do this, man. You gotta change. You gotta listen to people. And Odell came over to me and said, I could see there was a difference. Now, he still needs to listen more, but he's going to be okay. I will watch him. He's going to be a difference. Angelo, my shirt says it's weird being the same age as old people. It's weird being the same age as old people, is what my shirt says. And my favorite color, red. We had Knox, and then we had Tremel, Knox, Bryson, and Brian were the guys who came out there for Mandarin. And honestly, I think they did a really, really good job. Another kid, again, Asher, who's going to bowls, he'll be a 2028 kid, did very well as others. As people have heard, Petty is supposed to be here. I'll tell you the energy in which I picked up from talking from the coaches is one of optimism and one of they like what they're asking the guys to do currently. And they've got and the key theme is not a false bravado. Bravado does absolutely nothing for anybody besides get your fucking feelings hurt when you meet somebody who's really about that life. But once these guys have the confidence that they have the competence to continue to make plays, this team could be dangerous. So what we could see is a team that continues to grow, and by the middle of the season when they have everything's churning, they could be a scary fucking bunch. And I'll say the linebacker room has the potential to be one of the better rooms once they get some guys that truly believe that they were born to make plays. And the cool thing is I got a chance to see one of them. Again, I love being around Ernest Sims. And I was the first thing I joked with him because I saw the ladies. I was like, hey, man, hey, for some of us, man, you can't be out there kissing your kneecaps during stretch, bro. He's like, what you talking about? I said, man, you kissing your kneecaps standing up. I said, what you been saying, man? You was doing that fucking stretch, man. Like when you kicked your leg higher than Michael Jackson kicks his leg. I said, you can't be flexible like that, man. You got to chill out, bro. And we were talking about that, and he was laughing. And then we just talked about, just that energy level. He was like, we just got to have them cat. They're going to get it. They're getting that confidence. They just got to know. It's like it's a thing to make a play, to feel like you can make a play, and it's another thing to know you can make a play. And we got it. He's like, that's what Tatum Bethune, that's what Kalen DeLoach and a lot of those guys were able to do. And we possess that. DJ Lundy possesses that opportunity. Cam possesses that opportunity. A lot of these guys possess that. They just have to go out and find that. And what happens is you can only impart what you are. And I think between having Randy and having Ernie, you can have these guys push that envelope and be able to be who they are. And I think that's a great thing when it comes there. You can see the DB room and how being around Patrick Surtain is big. Him being able to put the confidence into those guys. Your wide receiver room is young. And, man, let me tell you, boy, I got to check. I was nerding the fuck out with Alex Atkins. We were talking about the running game and just some of the different stuff and some of the things that they're going to try to do, some of the tendencies and stuff of that nature. And he was like, trust me, I see the stuff. He's like, you get it with you guys complaining about a run game. You having no fucking deal what you're talking about because you don't know what it's like to have when you're supposed to run a counter with a GT counter, but then somebody's there and it shifts to a tackle tight end counter, which is a little bit longer because the pulls are a little bit longer, whatever, bullshit. The point is that he's got bigger guards. There's some more things that they can do now. It was just talking about this stuff and the way they're getting it and the way they have to coach these guys. Once these guys know that they get it and they're starting to taste that confidence and they feel it, man, they're going to be on a whole new level. One of the guys that they talk, tremendously about, obviously they like what DJU can do, but they really do like what Luke is doing and what Luke is showing them. And that was, crazy to hear them, speak about Luke in that manner. I think Luke is going to be dope. It's just the information again that they have. I want to go and see it firsthand with my own eyes. So we'll do another show probably sometime tomorrow, mid afternoon after I do my football camp, which is from 11:30 to about 1, barring weather. So if you're in the Tallahassee area, please come check out the football camp. Love to see you guys there. We got that going for us. I will do, an update on the football camp. I will also do, they come to Jacksonville, not this week coming up, but next week coming up. So I'll be there. I think they're there from the 7th through the 9th or something like that. 6th through the 8th. I'm supposed to be speaking, get an opportunity, me and a couple other guys get an opportunity to speak to the team. And, we'll get more in depth on some stuff. I'll have, again, once I see it with my own eyes, I'll be able to tell you guys more about what I feel the season will be and where we'll be at in regards to that. So in terms of recruiting or just maybe some of your ideas or some of your expectations on the season, it's be a great opportunity to be able to spill that out, just discuss that. And, maybe just go from there. Like I said, hopefully we'll have some audio, some quick interviews of some of the guys, if the ones that come to the camp, get their views on the season coming up. But I personally think we round out about 20 recruits that we signed in this class. I believe we'll have a very high blue chip ratio, which will put us either inside the top 10 or just outside the top 10. I think we'll have another really good – I think we have a young team, a lot of guys coming back, even though we'll lose, again, 10 to 15 to the draft again this year. I do believe we will have another good transfer portal class. I think that's just the way Mike and them are going to do it. Only high-quality recruits, and that will be the floor. And then trying to find guys that can come in and continue to push the ceiling in the transfer portal. So that's my thoughts from what I've seen them go back and forth with. Whether they do something different or not is irrelevant to me. So, again, as the season is coming, just know that obviously we're trying to get to 6,000. If sometime between now and the football season we get to 10,000 subs, we'll still do all of the monetary things that we do each time we get an increment of 1,000. But we will be giving away a pair of season tickets and a parking pass to FSU home games this year. If you are a greenie, meaning you're a subscriber, $3.99 all the way up to $99, you will get an opportunity to be in our college football pick'em, our NFL pick'em, our fantasy football league that will be coming up, as well as some other things. As well as being able to also take advantage of different hotel rooms and rates. We have three 2-night stays here at the 4 Point Sheratons that you guys, if you're a member, you have access to the Den Media Group rate. So we can make sure that you're covered with a hotel. If you're not a member, then you got to go find it on your own. It also translates to FAMU games. So the member rate here at the 4 Point Sheraton is $375 before tax. This also happens to be the team hotel, so there are other benefits that you could get by just being a Knoll and being around the Knoll. So I know there's some games, in particular the North Carolina game, where it's going to be very difficult to find a hotel in Tallahassee that's reasonably priced. But we have that here. If you would like access to it, please hit your boy up, and I will help you out as best as I can. Outside of that, please consider joining the channel, Den Media Group, especially to the 585 viewers on Twitter, or X as it's called. To the 87 people watching this live, please consider becoming a member. A member, or if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. On that note, I really appreciate everybody for coming here. Appreciate the questions, appreciate the feedback. And I will, outside of that, I will chop it up with you guys another time. Thank you.